Hi, let's talk about our ruby violet and our ruby red today. Both are quinacridone colors, which are synthetic pigments, but don't let that word synthetic scare you. It simply means manufactured, and also that the color is clean mixing and very bright. Here's our ruby violet with a little bit of titanium zinc white, and you can see how rich and saturated the paint is. Cool mixing, and because both the ruby violet and this is our ruby red are both quinacridone violet, that means they're also very light fast because the quinacridone violets are the most permanent in the range. With the titanium zinc white, our ruby red just pops out, very cold, pink, and will bring a lot of brightness to a mixture without any value change, whereas the ruby violet is much deeper in value, bluer, and will lend itself to more natural mixtures, a landscape palette, floral painting, but also can even be a cool red on your palette. Say you wanted to have a limited palette, just a warm red, for instance, our clean mixing permanent bright red. You can pair that with the ruby violet to make a whole range of deeper reds that are very true, not brown at all. You can go quite deep with that and still have some lovely reds in a limited palette. For landscape, here's our cadmium green light. Here's another way in which to take advantage of that deep value, the ruby violet. Simply use it as your shadow color in a green. You can go real deep or subtle with it, and you can see it's mixing transparently from the bottom up to just slightly bring a shadow into that green without killing the green. It's still very green, but now deeper in value. Again, the ruby violet is wonderful for painting flowers. You might find it's even a little too bright. Just bring in a warm yellow. This is our Rousseau green, which is somewhat of a transparent tint. And what I'm going to do with that is just warm up that ruby violet slightly. And now it's even more natural for mixing. Another way to change up the ruby violet is simply to mix in the ruby red. You've got a wonderful magenta here that's quite light fast. You don't have to worry about this fading. And when you tint this out, you're going to get a really rich fuchsia, and perfect for florals. Now if you have a manganese violet on your palette, this is a mineral color. And as you know, mineral colors tend to soften out quite a bit when you tint them or mix with them. You can bring that back in to a more vibrant tone with the ruby red. Remember, a little bit of this is very good for adding brightness without deepening. So we're going to be able to create a really nice raspberry pink from that tint of the manganese violet. And you can take it one step further, put a little more white in here, and bring in a Naples yellow. This is our Naples yellow extra, which is going to complement the violet. And what you're going to get from this is a wonderful kind of basic flesh without having to resort to an earth color, which might be a little too neutral. Here you've got a flesh tone based simply on color. So there you have it, ruby red and ruby violet. They're like the secret ingredient in a recipe that'll bring something very special to your work and to your palette. Enjoy.